teams, if you just make that one mistake, that is it, game over.
Yeah, and it was interesting because so much of that game was individual play, where you saw that, you know, the 2v2 top lane, the rumble kill at the bottom. It's interesting. But now that we've gotten a champion select, I want to name 3 more champions, which is Elise, Sona, and Hecarim. Those are the secondary champions to Thresh, Rumble, and Jarvan that are the next most popular in those roles in China. And so North America's like, no, we're still going to keep banning out your mid laner, but it's, of course, now LPL's turn to ban those champions out.
Well, they banned out Rumble, and yes, Dyrus does play Rumble, but to what extent would it be a first pick choice for them? Wasn't really China I was expecting to ban that champion out, but they respect it that heavily that they dare not let it through. And again, it's Messiah that's focused on. Twisted Fate, Orianna, and Evelynn. Thresh and Rumble, ironically, LPL banned themselves out there, as well as Messiah champion, and Diana sneaks through.
Yeah, that's the one where I was waiting to see what that third ban was going to be, because Scara's got that champion pool. The Diana, you know, even WE banned it out, or I should say even LPL banned it out to get that away from Scar, because it's such a respected pick from him. So he steals that away from China as well, so I want to see what their reaction is. And right off the bat, I'm actually surprised here, even with Jarvan available, that it's LPL that steals away Zac.
They've gone Zac. Well, of course, I mean, the percentage is never going to be the same, because Zac has only been out a couple of months. So, but Jarvan definitely, you know, the fact is a favorite. Would we see St. Vicious jumping on that opportunity, or will this be a Zac in a different lane?
It's a possibility, certainly. We've seen it in so many different places. Like, I'm as hesitant and unsure as...
There's one.
Yeah, there we go. Got one. All right. I'm as unsure as the North American team is right now. They can't guarantee themselves a 1v1 top lane matchup or anything like that. So they've got to play around the fact that it could go either way, and we have seen it in both places. We've seen it occasionally mid, but that's unlikely here. So now it's really North America's turn to decide, is there anything else we want to steal away? Right, you know, again, they could lock away Jarvan and make sure that it's not like, you know, top Zac, you know, jungle Jarvan, but it's really just a wide open world of possibilities now.
Will they jump back onto Vayne? I feel that that's something, Doublelift is obviously confident on it. It worked pretty well, but it does look like the Bear may well be making an appearance here for St. Vicious.
If they do lock in Volibear, this is a different North American LCS lineup, which works factually as literally the different champions, but also their intent here in the play style. Because this, especially if Volibear gets in now, this is a much more early mid-game focused team where they're going to start things as soon as anyone hits level 6. I mean, Volibear can do it at level 1 theoretically, but they'll start battles so much more quickly and look to crush down lanes 2-on-1 through round 1 turret dies.
Well, there was a lot of conversation still going on. The champion didn't get locked in. It was simply the time ran down. So you only hope North America that was the choice they wanted.
Yeah, when that happens, you click the champion and you're like, okay, we'll spend the rest of the time to make sure that this is what we want. Guys, anyone else have any objections? Anyone have any objections? Because why not just take the full time with everything on the line? They've got to win this game to stay alive. Just give yourself the time. You might as well.
Absolutely. So the next 2 picks coming out for China. Let's see what they're going to go with. Are we going to see your champion choices, or will Jarvan now be picked?
Well, I think Varus is still the pick right here. They've got to take away the safe AD carry. Caitlyn's another opportunity, but I think Varus worked well enough for him last time. But basically, they need something long-range and safe, because Volibear, Diana, and Malphite are all going to get in his face, and he needs something. Wei Xiao specifically needs something that's safe in the back lines. But they still a bit. I'm wrong.
Wow, Wei Xiao taking it to Doublelift with a Vayne of his own. And will we see a counter? Will we see Doublelift going, all right, I'll take Varus?
No. I think they're going to keep going with the early mid-game composition, because they told me what champion they were going to play in one of these games, and I don't want to spoil it. I want to see if they actually go for it. And so, like, I feel like there's still going to be this early mid-game sort of push here, like something like Taric or Lulu, maybe even Zyra, that can just participate in fights really, really well, do battle early on, and try to push an early lead. Especially against Rise Vayne, they want to get an early lead here.
Well, Varus is currently highlighted, and we'll see whether that is the final choice. Of course, they haven't gone for support yet either. We'll see what X Special comes out with. It is going to be that lane you talked about.
There it is.
It's Urgot along with, is it going to be Taric or is it going to be Janna?
Janna works with Urgot. She gives him that attack damage buff, which will work with his Acid Hunters, and then he can deal more damage that way. And the way that shields break is whichever shield has less duration left will get broken first. So if he turns on Taric faster for long enough, he can preserve the Janna shield. And it is going to be Janna, so that two-man lane right there is super aggressive, has a lot of damage, and they can all go and participate. That said, team fighting wise, John is a little bit more awkward because she's disengaged based when the North American team really just wants to start fights.
Everybody wants to get in there, but you'll see, of course, those shields will be helping out early on. We've seen Zhao Zhao on your screen there, discussing what will be the final pick. We've already seen Messiah locking in that rise. And now the question is, will Zach be in the jungle? Or will he be up top lane? If Nasus gets selected, he could be anywhere. We've seen mid lane Nasuses in the Chinese scene.
You know what's funny is recently the Korean top laners, specifically those from the two CJ teams, have been playing top lane Rise. Now, I don't know if that's actually gone over to China yet, but it was actually like super popular in the OGN Champions quarterfinals. And yes, we've seen mid lane Nasus from Toys as well as from Messiah specifically. It's probably really not the case here. I think the jungle Nasus, top Zac, the mid Rise that people would generally expect is probably still going to stick through here, but like we've actually seen other configurations.
So what do we see then? It looks like the final swaps have come through. What are we expecting from this? This is definitely a very different North American team.
It's very, very different. It's very early game focused. It's starting fights. Because they're all tanky or have shields, I mean, literally 4 of them have shields in the North American squad, and one of them has a Volibear passive that heals for 30% of max health. So they can all turret dive like madmen and just withstand that. So hyper aggression from the North American team, looking for kills constantly. On the other side, it's super late game. It's all about team fighting. It's all about getting to like 40 minutes in and saying, look, Rise and Vayne are too big for you to deal with. You're just going to lose the game to our gold. That said, also, they've got these really cool mid-game advantages because Nasus can solo Dragon at level 6. Zac just sustains forever in lane and can just be at full health the entire time in a battle. It'd be hard to dive that way, especially with his passive.
Well, we will see how this one works out. Remember, it is China 1-0 up. It is a best of 3. Can they go 2-0, or will the North American team fight themselves back? There is the main stage, and how awesome does it look? You can see those big monoliths with the champions locked in. The swirl, there's screens everywhere. You can see there's the screens along the top of the stage with a picture-in-picture of each player, and just how really getting their full-on reaction. Those screens, you know, you can see them on your screen right now. They are probably, I would say, 50-inch monitors up there.
I feel like they're taller than I am.
I feel like they may even be bigger, yeah.
Because they're about the same size as the actual player booths themselves up there. And the booth is like, you sit in it and it's taller than you.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a good, like, 5 feet tall, each of those.
It's an enormous stage, and, well, it's an enormous venue. And, well, it is, of course, an enormous game. So we are about to get underway, ladies and gentlemen. North America will be the blue team. Can they get it to game 3, or will the Chinese LPL champions take it home in the hometown victory? It is literally the hometown for Team WE. They live and work in Shanghai. And, of course, the LPL team are 1-0 up and going for a bit of an early trundle in the jungle.
Well, this makes a lot of sense, honestly. As long as they get in there quick enough, they can get there before wards get put down. They expect the early Wraith ward to come out from the North American squad, and as long as they go as 5, NA can't screw with them. So they get to go deep, as long as they pile together, get the ward all the way in on double golems as well as lizard buff. So there's a lot of vision there. This will actually also tell them right away if that Urgot Jungle lane's going bottom and go for the double golems.
And they didn't go for a pink ward there. He went for 3 standard vision wards, and like you said, that one on the golems is definitely going to be a big tell for them. They can see that it's going to be Urgot Janna in the bottom lane once they show themselves, but will they go for those golems early on? It does look like they will.
Yeah, but they're sending PDD over towards the Wolf camp, so it's actually going to be a 2v1 lane swap for the LPL squad. Now, last time around, they actually tried the 2v2 to help shut down Vayne, because they want a 2-on-2 Vayne, and it was a weaker lane, and it showed in the minion scores. LPL, this time, are trying to hide their Vayne, and the North American team is like, that's fine, we'll just take double golems, we'll deal with it later.
Scouting may have backfired there. Xpecial put the pink ward down just around the back of the red, expecting that to be where the ward was, but there was nothing there, so that's... It's going to give them vision. It's going to give security for Saint's vision. He did get invaded in the first game, if you remember, on his red. But maybe that's just simply securing it. But pink ward, that's a little excessive, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, based on the champions here, there's no way Nasus invades a Volibear. Like, Saint is happy to just go take his jungle camps. All those wards really mean, as far as LPL is concerned, is watching where Saint goes, because Volibear is such a good ganker. And North America wanted to give him the security, or the obscurity, I should say, to say, you don't know where Volibear is, he could be right behind you, hide your children, hide your wives.
So the 2v1 lane swaps are ready and waiting. Scar keeping A little bit of pressure on Messiah, and Scar definitely in his comfort zone on this champion. Of course, Diana versus Rise. You'd expect him to maybe try and bully out that lane a little, which is looking like what he's starting to do. Immediately goes around, puts that ward on the Wraiths.
Yeah, he'll be pushing constantly. He warded out there to spot to see where Troll's going to go. It's interesting because he actually started red instead of starting out on blue. Normally he would have been able to kind of spot him going for his other buff and maybe screw with him a little bit, and that's not the case here. So Scar will push Rise to his turret and try to win minion kills that way. We'll see how it pans out, but you can see Saint looking for that early tower dive at the bottom lane.
He's tippy-toeing around, but Troll is there, and he's going to get spotted the moment he comes around there. That may well cancel out that aggression, or will Troll walk towards him? They are still going to go. Regardless, it's going to be the Howling Gale. It's Troll as the target. St. Vicious gets in, but he flips him away. And now X-Special goes in. It's going to be St. Vicious who picks up the kill and gets away with it. That is going to be a great first blood for North America.
Absolutely beautiful turret dodge. They're going to go in anyway.
Oh, X-Special's going to get taken down. His PDD now gets split. Will it be enough? Doublelift wants one more hit on him. It's going to be Doublelift that's giving it. He's not going to take it. Yes, he does. He's going to get the passive, though. Are they going to have enough minions? I don't think they're going to have quite enough to take him down here. They need a couple of shots, and it's going to be surely Doublelift that will get focused by that turret. And PDD, he's back to life and alive.
He smote one of the Bloblets. They do count as minions, but you called it right. There were not enough minions there for the North American squad to tank up the turret for long enough. But yeah, I want to go back to that fight, though, because the turret aggro juggling was so good. X-Special tanked it first, said, I don't need to participate in the fight. I'll just take the first 2 shots, then walk out. Then Doublelift did it because he can come out and then back in as a ranged champion. Saint had to fully commit, so he needed to get aggro last. So that he could stay there underneath the turret and deal the rest of the damage. So that was perfectly orchestrated there. Even 3-on-2, they took it.
Yeah, the first blood, though, he went to St. Vicious. We'll see how that helps him out in the jungle. You can see he's already been back and got the claw, the razor. Yeah. And it is going to be St. Vicious clearing out. He will be faster in the jungle, so we'll see how much that benefits him. Meanwhile, in this mid lane, it's 33-32, very even between the two mid laners. And of course, the ADs. Wei Xiao has been getting the free reign, as you would expect in this 2v1 lane against Dyrus. He is building up a CS lead over X-Special. Over Doublelift, definitely one over X-Special.
And looking at the gold lead itself, though, it's still very, very close. Wei Xiao has a small edge of about 50 gold. The 100 gold assist was there for Doublelift, which will cover about 5 minion last hits worth. And of course, you're seeing a lead of 8, so yeah, a small lead there for Wei Xiao, and that's going to be the scary thing, is if Vayne doesn't get held down, it's bad times.
St. Vicious is sat ready and waiting, and PDD, remember, won't have that passive available if he pushes down the lane, and he's been kept away from a lot of this, but Messiah comes down, puts that ward in the jungle, and it's St. Vicious. He's going to make a return visit, going around towards that tri-bush.
And this is all just the early aggression. They're pushing. PDD, level 5, has as much armor as he can muster with the Doran's shield and cloth armor, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And Troll's not even on the right side of the map to protect him. This should be an easy kill for NA.
They're keeping the pressure on the top lane, but it's the bottom lane where they're going towards. PDD is going to get focused on. The lock comes off from Doublelift, and you see X-Special once again tanks out the turret. It's St. Vicious that picks up the kill, but North America, they lost the top turret.
It's going to be worth it, though, because North America can answer this turret back easily, and they have the numbers advantage on the right-hand side. They could turn to Dragon right after, and that would be really good for them because Nasus can solo Dragon later on. They should take as much as they can right now, North America.
Dyrus gets knocked back there by Wei Xiao, but does clear out that wave and tries to protect this inner turret. They are going to finally get this bottom turret down, so that is going to be an outer for an outer. And, well, things are even, but it's the gold advantage and 2-1 kills for North America currently.
This is actually starting to get rough for NA because they've got this 3-on-1. That's smart. Okay, LPO was smart there. They realized that 2 members from NA recalled back and could have shown up into that fight. Scar was also level 6 and was more or less in fog of war there as well and could have shown up. So the Chinese squad backed out, saying we don't want to get caught out here in this 3-man dive, but they started to damage that turret. That's going to give a little bit of worry there to the North Americans.
So, well, let's have a look across the board. You can see in terms of CS, it is very, very close. 53-55 for the 2 AD carriers, 57-53 for the 2 AP mids. And, well, even the top lane is 32-30, so very close across the board. No big advantage this time in the lane phase for China, and that is kind of what swung the game for them. Yeah. North America very much is in this one, and remember, once it came down to that Baron fight, they were there ready to fight. And North America, if they can keep up the aggression in the lane phase, and as you mentioned, they have an early game team. If they start putting the pressure on, it may go problems for China.
It is, and North America's doing the right thing here. Normally when your dual lane kills a turret, you swap back, but North America does not want to do that. They want Double Vayne Special to fight against Vayne. And actually, wow, LPL initially was actually sending Vayne to the bottom and turned her around and went back to the left. And again, they're trying to hide Vayne against Urgot. This gives North American LCS control over Dragon. They have way more members on the bottom side of the map. It's going to be another global for them when they build up the numbers to do it.
Give problems for Dyrus. He's going to back away a little bit, doesn't want to go too far up in that lane. Messiah's going to pick up that blue buff, and well, St. Vicious came around to try and see if he could get a look at that. Amos going towards PDD, and immediately the pings go down. They catch a position, but Scarra's starting to do work on this mid lane turret.
He's just going to keep on pushing. Now that Messiah has blue buff and a tier, he should pretty much be able to last hit on turret every single time and not really lose anything there. You won't see that minion lead go in either direction unless Scar starts taking Wraiths or something. But Scar's getting a little bit of damage on the turret every time he pushes down. You're seeing Messiah run down for a ward, then come back almost too late and has to say, okay, I got to pick all these up without losing any last hits.
Doublelift trying to hold out that wave, trying to keep PDD out of this one. PDD, Dyrus meanwhile has gone back. He's got himself that Giant's Belt, so building up towards that Sunfire Cape nice and early here, whereas PDD, he's had to react to how his lane's been working out, and he went for that Doran's shield. He had the two Regroove build, Rejuvie builds early on as well, so not working out half as well as PDD would like. This time he's taking a visit and he's trotting up that mid lane.
He realizes he can't do anything in this bottom lane at all. He's fully zoned out of XP range. He's like, well, screw it. I'll share with Messiah. They can't kill my outer turret because it's already dead. I'll at least put some pressure in mid lane and relieve some of that from Messiah. So he's saying, look, I can't do anything else. I might as well show up here. We've seen this actually in 1v2s where people will take down wolves because they're like, well, I'm zoned. Screw it. I'll at least lose half my health for a wolf camp and get half a level. And that's what he's doing here, basically.
He's passing straight through the pink ward that X-Special had down, so that's going to give full vision for Doublelift, but he won't know. Yes, he does. He sees Troll there, so he knows he's fairly safe. X-Special will come down to join him, and I don't think these two, regardless of their strength and power, can dive towards a Janna and Urgot, and we can see Doublelift, he's happy to keep this lane farmed.
Yeah, well, he's going to get all the minion waves right here, last hitting on turret. The thing is, they could go for like this heavy push right here or dive and force the North American squad out to miss all those minion waves, but it's Messiah actually holding in the mid lane, taking Wraiths instead. And here's the part where it gets scary. Troll's level 6 now. He can solo the dragon. They don't have a pink ward on it right now, but if they want to put control over that, he can take that with his ultimate.
They're going on towards Scarra, it seems, and he's already backing away. Forces the flash. Wither didn't even get used by Troll there. Very quick defensive use. Now we're seeing St. Vicious going in towards that top lane, actually. PDD comes around to try and steal away that Wraith. Scarra doesn't want to allow that to be used. Actually, St. Vicious caught a little bit in no man's lands because Troll is very deep in the jungle, but Doublelift is getting all of the free farm currently down this bottom lane. Who's going to benefit from this? Will it be an Urgot? But surely a Vayne.
Yeah.
Free farming is going to be scary.
Urgot will spike pretty hard when he finishes Muramana because his Q and his basic attacks will apply the bonus damage there, but at the same time, it's just another global going to LPL. They're going to take this turret fairly soon. They might even take it out for this.
Well,
the shield.
The shield comes out, unstoppable force on Troll. Howling Gale, the tower still keeps hitting him. He's going to get taken down. His Dyrus that picks up the kill. Now they're going aggressive. There goes Scarra. He tries to catch in towards him. Volibear is there. St. Vicious flips away. Crescendo comes out, but Wei Zhao may be able to escape this one. Messiah is up there. He's going to put down the Troll, but it's going to be the Howling Gale again. Wei Zhao caught out. They're keeping going. Generous and Monsoon's going to head in there. St. Vicious, can he get the flip? Yes, he can. It's Wei Zhao going down. The exhaust on Messiah. It's going to be North America continue to push through. The flash will be enough. He's going to get away. But now PDD, he's getting chose on by Doublelift, and Doublelift forces him away. And North America come out on top. 3 kills, 2 kills for 0.
Absolutely beautiful move right there. You saw Doublelift is able to duel the top laner now because of how much of a farm and level advantage he got from those earlier tower dives. As far as the fight itself, that's what happens when you get a free kill on the jungler. Their big tank was no longer there. Their top laner wasn't there as well. They have no one tanky to withstand the damage, which lets an assassin roam free, and Scarra cleaned up everything there.
Well, we'll see if I'mACutiePie has those socks in his mouth ready to go, because North America are looking strong here. They've built up a 3,000 gold lead, or near enough, and we do see Troll clearing out those Wraiths. Let's have a look across the items. We can see the Abyssal Scepter already picked up by Scarra. Scarra feeling comfortable, it feels, and that Mana Mune already been built and ready for Doublelift. He's going to be turning that to a Muramana very soon, and looks like the Phage may well be coming out next.
It's an interesting build here from Scarra because he knows he's fighting mostly magic damage with the Nasus ultimate, the Nasus Spirit Fire, Zax's damage output, Ryze's damage output. Normally you see a fast zone, especially from players like Reginald, but he says, look, I'll be bursting Wei Zhao too hard to care about armor. I need to worry about the residual damage from everyone else. And now, because the American squad has done such a good job of controlling the map and forcing aggression. You're not seeing that NASA Solo Dragon. It's the North Americans that get it here. It's another sort of page in their book saying, yep, they're playing this game right.
And there is a gold lead continuing to stretch, along with the experience that you gain from taking down that dragon. It's still all is square in terms of turrets, but the gold lead, definitely with North America this time around. Can they keep that pressure cooker on towards the Chinese LPL All-Stars? Well, Dyrus is going to find Wei Xiao and Zhao Zhao. They're on the blue buff. They're not going to want this one stealing away, but it does look like Scar is actually going to choose to say, right, okay, you're all going to go across to that. We're going to go for the turret, and we're going to take your blue buff instead. Dyrus trying to be a pain. Can't get the steal, though. And he's just going to have to walk away from this one. Will it be enough? Wei Xiao's keeping the pressure on. There's going to be the Rune Prison. It's not enough, though, and Dyrus will walk away, but I feel they're going to lose this bottom turret.
They got a lot of damage out of that one, yet that will be the turret as well. Good condemn by Vayne, prevented Dyrus from ground slamming to steal it away. That allowed them to take it to Messiah without much difficulty. So it's going to be a counterattack here from the North American team. They'll see if they can kill the mid turret in time. And because Dyrus has teleport, he should be just recalling back so he can participate in the fight.
Yeah, but instead, they do back away, and I think wisely so. There was 4 members of China coming out from that bush, really completely out of vision. They had no vision. They had a ward on the Wraiths, but they wouldn't have spotted them coming out of that river area, so they've just played it safe. They have taken that middle turret down below half health, coming up to the 14-minute mark now. And, well, it's still 2-1 advantage for China in turrets. Can North America put the pressure on this mid lane, though?
Yeah, everyone just recalled back from the Chinese squad. This is a free turret for the North Americans right there. Vayne's off free farming double golems. Everyone else just had to recoup and pick up items, and that's the price you pay when you have to go back and buy against an early game team, is they will force things down on you. So we're back to 2-2 on turrets. The funny thing is, though, is that the Chinese team have just taken all of them down on the far left-hand side of the map, which they don't really care about much. There's not a lot they get to do with those turrets dead. Unlike the kills that have been picked up for the North American squad, which gives them control over Dragon, control over the mid lane, there's not a lot of map control given to the LPL turret kills.
And really, you got to feel that control that the North America has is the Dragon area. They have everything in there. They've already picked up that Dragon. They have the timer down with that bottom and mid turret now gone. They have full vision control. So PDD, he's been hurting a little bit. He's been picked on in that bottom lane by Doublelift, but they have, I feel, successfully kept Doublelift out of it with Urgot. Haven't got him fed early. He can be a scary, scary beast early on in the game. And just like North America did in game 1, they're trying to take it to a late game here, China. And of course, they want that Nasus. He's going to become stronger. That Vayne is going to become stronger. The Ghost comes out. They're going towards Doublelift. The Wither's on him. He's going to try and turn around and force his fight, but he's, odds are against him here. He's going to have a 3v1 situation. Does the switch on towards Messiah? Oh, the Rune Prism was on him just in time, and it's going to be Wei Xiao that picks up the kill.
Absolutely beautiful play. They used teleport on Ryze early on. Said, okay, go, I'll be behind him. And it's now PDD trying to run from Dyrus. He might just be able to.
This is scary, scary stuff. North America committed, and they said, no, go, keep going. We can push on this one. We can get this middle turret. China were kind of like half-heartedly, should we go for an inhibitor or not? And North America may be reacting very well here. They're surely going to get this middle turret down, but we do see China closing in around them. You can see them coming up the river. Are they going to be able to finish it off? No. They take it low enough, though, and they're going to get a crescendo. Wei Xiao has it available if he can land them just at the right time. He's delaying it and delaying it. He gets X Special. He pops the Monsoon, flashes away, and escapes. Fantastic play by X Special.
That was absolutely great right there. And Scar even had the presence of mind to turn back, go for a Crescent Strike onto Xiao Xiao, and was like, Sona, I can get bursted by a Diana, and actually backed out, forced the flash away from Sona as well.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. PDD, of course, we saw him having a little rub up and belly of Dyrus there as a rock versus a globule. I'm not too sure who would win in that fight right now. It actually looked very close between them, but you've got to feel that Dyrus with that extra farm would be in a better position. And in terms of items, they are still pretty close. Pokemon for the Sun 5K, Mercury Treads, of course, on Dyrus. We do see Troll coming around the mid lane, though, top lane, sorry. And again, Doublelift, what are you doing? You don't have the protection of CLG to cover you. He's going to try and turn it around on towards Wei Xiao. And Wei Xiao taking it incredibly low. He may get, the last one came in. He didn't get the lock on. He could turn on towards Troll here, but Messiah comes in. The rest of North America are coming in. He flashes in. St. Vicious comes in now. Flips him actually towards Doublelift. But Doublelift puts the damage down. And it's St. Vicious that picks up the kill. Incredible turnaround. How would I ever question what Doublelift was doing?
Saint showing up just in time for that one, blowing every cooldown he possibly could. And that's Rise without any defensive items yet. Just the Rod of Ages, no bonus armor, and not a ton of health as Roa wasn't completed too long ago. And you can burn through that champion when you're a pretty much solo farming Urgot. He's now got a Black Cleaver on top of it. Doublelift honestly is farming very well. They haven't kept him down.
And the pressure they're putting all across the map is buying Dyrus time. He's been free farming in that bottom lane again, just quite happily warding out that jungle, continuing the pressure. That's going to be the top turret going down. St. Vicious, the next special, doing work up there. It's now 3-2 in turrets for North America, 5-2 in kills, and the gold advantage is 5,000 now in North America at the 18 minutes mark. That is the same as China had in game 1.
That is brutal, and Dragon comes up in the next 40 seconds as well, which means that there's another objective available for North America to build another gold lead, and it's another opportunity for LPL to, I would say, mistakenly fight them for it, because I don't see them winning an easy team fight here. Doublelift's ult is back, as are the rest from North America.
St. Vicious, Skara sat at the side, ready and waiting to see if he can go for the steal on this one. Messiah does pull it back. He's not going to be quite getting close enough. He goes aggressive, yeah, he's going to spot Troll coming around, and he's wisely not going to go hyper-aggressive on that one and allow the blue buff to go to Messiah.
So right now it's North America saying we know when it's going to come up. Dyrus will have teleport soon, so if he needs to participate, he'll be there in the next 4 seconds. He's going to grab the blue buff. Unless he's warming it for Diana. I don't think he is, actually. I think he's going to take that for himself and get lower cooldowns on Unstoppable Force. There we go. North America's grouped up. Oh, they're baiting for Xiao Xiao.
They're going in towards him. They flip him in towards there. They do dive in. There's going to be the Howling Gale across Crescendo. Not really catching them in the right position. And they just melt him where he stands.
The flash flip from St. Vicious. I'm not sure if he completely needed it, but it worked out there for sure. The kills picked up the free Dragon as well, and they have a little time for power play. They can push on to something else if they get the minions up in time.
And Dyrus free farming once again in the top lane this time, keeping that pressure across all of the lanes. PDD's been running back and forth. We see Wei Zhao heading up to the top lane, this time trying to fight off Dyrus. He's actually delaying himself. Looks like he was thinking about going in towards him and not too sure I'm quite strong enough yet, and I think the rest of the team may well need me.
And they might indeed. So St. Vicious is starting to play aggressively, and you can always tell how confident a team is by the wards they put down, saying, look, where do we feel safe enough to send our support unguarded? And right now North America says, look, we can live in your territory and keep making moves. And of course, they still have most of their engagements available. They have the Dyrus ultimate. They can still start fights under turrets.
It's a 5-man North America pushing in towards the top turret of a 5 defensive line of China. Remember, they're not going to have Crescendo available. They just used it. But they are going to back away from this one. They think we don't need to fight them right now. We can quite happily continue the split pushing. They've taken down the middle inner turret as well. That was Skara that picked that one up just a moment ago, which takes it to 4-2 in turrets and keeps that gold advantage stretching in North America's favor.
The funny thing here now is that North America does not have an amazing Baron team. You just saw a bunch of pings on Baron right there, and Wei Zhao just warded over the wall. The thing was, they're like, yeah, we have no vision. Baron could be an opportunity, except in Mandarin, and that would have been a scary thing for them to deal with. But the NA squad does not kill Baron all that fast, and so you're seeing them not even really try for it. Yeah, they'll deny vision, yeah, they'll make some feints, but it'll be really hard for them to sneak Baron here, and I don't think it's really going to happen for them. It's not a huge worry in this game. It doesn't need to be a huge worry for the Chinese squad.
We do see St. Vicious coming around. He's going to pick himself up that red buff. Dyrus again off down the bottom this time, and Wei Zhao's lingering off there. Wei Zhao, he's not getting the free farm that he likes. He's not being able to farm up to 300 CS, I think it was, that Jack was mentioning. He's like happy to just go off around the map, start picking up all those red buffs and taking everything for free. Doublelift has kept him locked down, and more importantly, St. Vicious, 5-0-0 now. Very much in the right place at the right time. 6 of the 5 kills he's been involved in. He's 5 to 6 kills. The other way around.
Yes, he's gotten all the 5, and there's one without his help, but that's no big deal. Absolutely just great from him. So, I want to see where the North American squad goes next, because they have a fair bit of time, I think at least 3 minutes until the next Dragon. They've had a little bit of a hard time pushing in on secondary turrets against the Chinese team. The Chinese have been very good at getting themselves to the turret in time and defending it. You saw that top lane standoff. And I feel like it's going to happen a number of times here. And so North America needs to start kind of creating opportunities in the darkness in the minimap.
Meanwhile, we see Dyrus again. Look at this. Off at the side. And actually, PDD, we haven't seen a great deal from him compared to how his Rumble was in the game one. Oh, Doublelift is going to get focused on the top turret. You can see them heading in towards him. It's a 3-man LPL, and Doublelift is already heading away. Misai may well go for this, and we do see PDD launch in there. He's going to get the Rune Prison down, switches across. He hasn't really got the support. St. Vicious is coming in. There's X Special. Howling Gale comes across. Dyrus comes in with the teleport. That's going to be one kill. It's Misai that goes down. PDD now the target. And Zhao Zhao also in trouble. They're all trying to get away from this one. It's a double kill now. And we're going to see Scarlet turning around on towards Wei Zhao. Wei Zhao gets the kill on Scarlet. The Ignite is running. Is it going to be one more tick? It's not quite enough. They haven't got the gap closed, I don't feel. Can't they head him off? No, they can't. But they're going to turn on Baron.
Well, they've got enough numbers advantage here that even if they're not fast at it, they don't think anyone from LPL can steal it away. Nasus does not have Flash, and the Summoner Spell's down anyway. He could try to outsmite Saint. It's his only opportunity here. There's not a lot of lockdown from the NA squad. Nasus could just waltz in.
Oh, Troll's going to be the focus. They turn to try and go in towards him, and they get that. They get the flip in there, and Troll is going to get taken down. That's the smite taken away. Teleport comes in from Messiah. Is it going to be enough? PDD is still off the side. Here he comes. He launches himself in there, but PDD is going to get taken down. His passive props. Messiah is going to try and keep his ultimate running, but St. Vicious wants to get on towards him. That's going to be PDD going down. They did defend the Baron, but it's yet more kills for North America.
That's what happens when a slow Baron team says we have the numbers advantage on Baron. He said, look, you have to defend us. We're not going to kill Baron, but you still have to defend it, or it eventually will go down. So they send a person in one at a time saying, look, stop. Look, stop. No, seriously, stop. Wei Zhao has enough health to say, okay, I'm Vayne. You really have to stop now.
Well, it is going to be the LPL team picking up that mid turret the first time they get involved on that turret, and they needed to. Like we mentioned earlier on, there's 2 turrets they'd taken down. It was just all in the top lane, gave them no crowd control at all, no vision across the map. Now we're starting to see LPL starting to get a little bit more aggressive here. But North America reacting kind, and it's X Special with the Oracle just clearing out those wards. Dragon will be back up in a minute's time. They do see them heading down the bottom. Dyrus may well get focused on here. Messiah's going to get in there, gets the Rune Prison down, just forces Dyrus away. The rest of China are coming in towards it. They may keep getting towards his bottom turret.
Speaking of Dyrus, there's a really big item coming soon with the Frozen Heart that will help shut down Wei Zhao. This is another turret that's going to the LPL squad. They're doing a really amazing job of like, hey guys, it's mid-game. We kill turrets super fast. Look for a mini wave that's grouping up, and we'll simply push it down with Wei Zhao and company. And they've done an amazing job of tying that up. However, teleport's down, but people are far away, and they can start again on Baron and force an engagement.
4 members of NA there, but they do see Troll heading towards them, and there was that ward was enough to slow them down. They would have caught up there just in the right moment, and of course Dyrus' teleport not available. That means they couldn't really force that fight. 4-4 in turrets, evening things up here, and China trying to squeeze their way back in, but in terms of gold, you can see it there. It's still just close to 8,000 lead now that they have over them, and with that wave going down, it does indeed pass the 8,000 mark. So we see Wei Zhao picking up that red buff. He's going to get stronger on Vayne. Are North America going to be able to clear the game quick enough before it happens?
They're going to play the vision game once again. This is how they make opens, because turrets just aren't easy enough for them. To look, you'll be in the fog. You know, we've seen the Chinese team over and over again have come in to try to stop Baron. They know this is still a threat. Now at 25 minutes, the damage output's growing and growing. North America can kill it reasonably quickly at this point. And especially if like Dyrus' teleport is up, they can have to split push and 4-man it as well. So they will keep the LPL squad on their toes. And you look at the patience though. Messiah refuses to face check brush, and it could be standing in.
Yeah, they're like, I'm pretty sure they're still around here somewhere. Send someone that can get away quick. As PDD goes in, you can have the Wraiths. We'll leave them to you. In North America, they want to find a pick, and they realizing it. And you know, China, they're not stupid. They realize that Dyrus is nowhere to be seen on the map. He's been split pushing for the last 20 minutes of the game, and suddenly like, well, he's not there. Think they might be looking for a kill.
This is such a good read by the LPL squad, because they've been watching the NA team in darkness for the last like 2 minutes straight and have yet to get themselves in a bad situation. And now they're going forward, right? And now there's suddenly no one there. They've never gotten caught out in the last 2 minutes. I'm astounded to see how they've done this.
And actually, most of North America's kills have come when it's China that's initiated. They're the ones that have been diving on towards Doublelift twice in that top lane, actually 3 times. The first time they were successful, the second 2 times not so much. St. Vicious clearing out those wards in and around the Baron area, but North America, they can keep the farm up here. They can go back and buy, but China will get stronger.
They will. This is the ticking clock right there. It's the LPL squad has the late game grouping here, and you know, unlike the last game where there was that one unfortunate team fight for North America where you saw Jarvan come across the beautiful Rumble Ultimate, Varus ult hit 4 or 5, and it just cleaned up the NA grouping. the LPL squad are not getting themselves caught in these situations. They're not getting initiated on. They're staying far enough back. There's no one really leading their neck out. And so the North American team, all they can do is like sweep out a ward and let Vayne and Rise grow and then try to bait Baron, but no one shows up. And Vayne and Rise grow again.
Remember the ward battle that Team WE had with CLG?
Yeah.
Seems to be happening again in that Baron pit, because this time it's Zhao Zhao though. FZZF, he has nightmares over that one. He literally just had boots. He sold every item to try and keep up with it. They are, though, going to maybe get themselves the first dragon of the game here, LPL. That's going to keep that gold line ticking. And Dyrus, he is well out of position here, but it looks like it's going to be North America that may well try and benefit. They're already heading towards the Baron.
Yeah, so Dyrus going to take a lot of damage again. They are going to start out on Baron, and now Dyrus trying to run away.
He's going to try and run. He gets slowed down here, but the rest of the North America, they are on that Baron. Dyrus is just simply playing pure fake delay tactics here. Will it be enough? They're going to dive in. It will be Dyrus finally going down, but that Baron is close to dropping. We do see just around the side. Crescendo comes in, Howling Gale comes across, and it's a smite! China get it! And now it's going to be Monsoon coming out quick special. Is it going to be enough? They do manage to get the kill on towards Messiah. Troll tries to back away from this one. They will have the damage. The Howling Gale slows him down. It should be St. Vicious and Double if to pick up the kill. St. Vicious is got like 7-0-3, but the Baron once again has been stolen away, this time by China.
Absolutely amazing. So to recap, it's a 2-on-1 for North America, but Baron did go to that LPL Chinese squad. Overall, it is an advantage to these guys in red. That is going to help them come back into this game. They got the Dragon a little while ago as well. North America was so concerned with shredding up that Baron fight that they're like, we'll give up Baron, or we'll give up Dragon, we'll give up Dyrus in the bottom lane. We just want Baron, and then it backfired.
It backfired horribly, and that's going to be an inner turret in the mid lane going down. So China actually closing that gap. Remember, they pick up that Baron and starting to take down a turret advantage now. 5-4 in terms of turrets, but it's 12-4 in kills. North America need to try and take their advantage because it is slipping away from them now ever so slowly. We saw the same happen. North America almost turned it around on China. Can China do it this time?
They've definitely got the opportunity to do so. The major tank here for North America, Dyrus right here, he is spamming mostly armor items right here. He's going for a Randuin Zoman as well as Frozen Heart on top of a Sunfire Cape. And most of the damage sources, aside from just Wei Zhao, are magic from LPL. So Dyrus is killable in a fight. Saint does have a runic bulwark, but he doesn't have a million gold right there. They can burn through the tank line, and they just kind of go down the line, killing the members of North America LCS. And, you know, unless they get a really good team fight where they get the pick onto Messiah or Wei Zhao, that might just be their fate. We haven't seen North America fight a real team fight in a while.
We haven't seen them do a 5v5 yet, actually. And
probably ever.
Mail and Frozen Heart now, actually, on Dyrus. And remember, Unstoppable Force was used in that last fight. It is back available, and they also has that teleport. It doesn't matter. They're going to keep on piling in there. This time they may well engage. It'd be foolish, though, I feel, against the Baron up team. Dyrus is coming around the side, so maybe they're thinking about it.
I don't know if they want to dive a turret against Crescendo's up in like 3 seconds right now. They had like this tiny window of not Crescendo, which is super nebulous to try, and teams are not going to do it here. There's decent damage from the North American squad, but I think there's enough tankiness from LPL. There's no way they can dive a turret and win.
Unless LPL step out, which is exactly what they're doing, and Dyrus was there. Look at him poised, ready and waiting to go just off the backside of the jungle.
But that ward in the top left is a hero ward. It sees Dyrus and Scarra trying to lurk in the wings. They're not going to step out. They know people are waiting there.
And St. Vicious is in the bush as well. They're just like, no, we know 5 of you are still there. They have no pressure in the top or mid lane. So LPL quite happy to sit and fight this one down.
Yeah, this is just such smart warding by Shasha right there. These are mandatory right here. We're going to see if NA can push for it again. They do have shields. They're going to go for the swap on a Rise.
It's the swap on Rise, and they're actually only catching Unstoppable Force in him. This is very, very dangerous play from North America here. Messiah will get taken down, but Double Lift has been dropped. It's Wei Zhao doing work just on the side there. He's picked up one. It's going to be PDD picking up another. X Special goes down. It's going to be Wei Zhao with a triple kill, and that is going to be how dangerous it is. The Chinese LPL team just turned that around so successfully. That ultimate, that Unstoppable Force, it only caught Messiah.
That was absolutely beautiful play there by the Chinese squad. And the coordination afterwards, they ping the mid lane inhibitor turret and then ping the right-hand side lane saying, PDD, you defend that. Keep that from being backdoored by Dyrus. The rest of us, we get the mid lane for free. Just take it down. They know exactly what they want immediately after the fight ended.
They knew what they wanted and they're going to take it. And that's such dangerous play. Going up against the Baron, simple patience may well have been enough there, but they're going to lose an inhibitor for this one. And well, it may even be the bottom turret as well because PDD is going to keep on pouring Baron in there. Here comes Dyrus. He's going to try and keep them away. Just gets straight condemned back away, keeping the pressure on towards them, but that is an inhibitor going down, and China are back in the game. They're just 1,000 gold behind.
We saw this one last time where the gold lead got brought to only 2,000, and then everything turned around, but I don't know if it's really going to be the same situation here. The Chinese team doing beautifully right now. Another turret going their way. This will make 7, and now only Inhibitor and Nexus turrets remain for the North American team.
1,000 gold between the two, and every advantage being picked up by Chinese LPL All-Stars in the last 10 minutes of this game. And again, so many times this has happened in the LCS over the last few weeks. Teams insisting on going for Baron when they already have clear advantages on the map. And again, it's been stolen away from them. Look at Messiah, just waiting in the wings. They have that ward in there. He's not going to go for Anscara, though.
It just feels like the North American squad were not quite sure how to close the game out. They got a lot of early turrets. They took Dragon every single time. They were like, guys, Vayne and Ryzer are scary. We tried top lane turret, didn't work. Okay, we're gonna set up Baron. Man, they're really not falling for our baits. Guys, we'll just try to kill it then, okay? We'll sweep the wards out, Dyrus go bottom, we'll try to do that. Oh, Smite steal. And if Dyrus had just bought like 10 more seconds, if Messiah couldn't have shown up to that fight, they could have just turned on Troll and killed Troll and then taken Baron. But Messiah wasn't caught up. He got to teleport back in and made that fight what it was, forced the tempo, let the Smite steal happen. And yeah, North America they didn't know how to close the game out.
And you also potentially have the argument of kills, who they should go on. 7-1 for St. Vicious. The jungler getting the kills when, I mean, some of them, there was no doubt he was going to get the kill, because sometimes it was a do or die situation for many members like Doublelift. But Doublelift was involved in a few of those. If he'd have got a couple more kills on them, would it have been a big position? I don't know.
Well, Doublelift is certainly itemizing a lot of damage where he can. They're all like these hybrid damage durability items. Well, I say all as only 2 of them are, but like Black Cleaver and the Maw of Malmortius, these are, you know, I want to be tanky but also deal damage. He's certainly going to be very effective still on Urgot. It's this damage Urgot build that's very, very strong. But yeah, if he had like more items than a Bloodthirster, that'd be great for him.
Well, the Dragon goes down. It's Chinese LPL that do pick it up, and again, it's that top lane now. The pressure's going to be put back into Troll, Wei Xiao, and Xiao Xiao all going down that top lane. We have PDD split pushing in the middle lane, and well, we also see Messiah down that bottom lane, stopping Dyrus in his tracks, and looking at Wei Xiao motoring through those lanes now, starting to become a very, very scary Vayne.
The one thing that does keep the Vayne in check is really good itemization. I made fun of it a little while ago, but if you're just worried about Vayne, it makes a lot of sense. They already have the Frozen Heart, and they're both St. Vicious and Dyrus are buying Randuin's Omen. So unless Skara or Doublelift gets caught out, Vayne will have very low attack speed hitting those 2 champions, the only ones he can even reach. So if that does happen properly for the North American team, it's just on Messiah then. That is actually why they targeted Messiah last fight.
There's a trap here, and I think it's Xiao Xiao ready and waiting to maybe flash on towards them. He was just hanging off, waiting in the wings there with that Oracle. And North America may well get caught out here. You can see the ward is actually going to spot them out there. Xiao Xiao ready and waiting to flash Crescendo, and North America were clumped up in a 4, because Dyrus split pushing down that bottom. Baron is up, and it's, well, China going for it because Dyrus is long away. He has got teleport, though.
And they've got a really, really fast Baron team. Nassel and Vayne are taking this one down. It's going to go down so incredibly quickly, and now the fight's going to have to start.
They're turning it around. St. Vicious is walking blindly in. Oh my god, that's a 4-man Crescendo! They've called them out. Monsoon, is it going to be enough to keep them at bay? No, because PDD jumps on all 4 members. Teleport comes in, unstoppable force, it doesn't matter. Wei Xiao has already picked up 1 kill. Wei Xiao does go down, though. Is it enough, though? Skara on towards Xiao Xiao and now Troll. Now Dyrus comes around the side, but look at PDD. He bounces on once again. Now Troll gets the wither down on towards Dyrus. He's trying desperately to get away from this one, but he's just walking into a 3-man defensive unit. There's not a great deal of damage in China right now, but it doesn't matter. They've got enough to take down 1 person, and that will eventually be the ace for China if Dyrus ever gets taken out here. Is he going to flash away? No, he hasn't.
No. And that's kind of what happens when you're a 5 melee team, basically. I mean, okay, John and Urgot aren't technically, but really, all the major damage threats are short range, and you had that 4-man Crescendo, the Ryze splash damage from his ultimate. Zach, you saw how well PDD cleaned up, still proving his worth here in this game, despite getting camped in his lane. They melted everybody all at the same time.
Oh, it's going to be PDD caught out here, actually. Saint Vicious is like special, trying to put damage on towards him, and he just launches himself away from there. Saint Vicious will have his flip up in a moment, but look at that. Zhe Zhao's like, nope, slow you down. You're not going to chase me.
Absolutely great play by that Invictus Gaming Team China support player right there. 0-2-9, just a Shirelias and a Ruby Sightstone, all of his items just there to help the team, and he's been playing amazingly. Great crescendos, great engages overall. He's been really stellar individually this game.
Fantastic stuff, and well, North America, their pressure they had, and remember it was 5,000 gold at 18 minutes. Now 1,000 gold behind the Chinese LPL team, and that's a barrened up Chinese LPL team as well.
Exactly, the ability to objective control now from the LPL squad, the barren pressure they had, you just saw how quickly it died. And unlike what we watched the LPL team, right, 15 minutes ago or so, it was like, okay, you know, can we bait Baron? Can we bait Baron? Can we pull them into the fog of war? Can we dive them? Over and over again, they could not. Over and over again, the LPL team was so well reserved and smart about their movements that it never happened. This side, they just rushed it down because Nassul and Evane with Blade of the Ruin King crushed it so quickly. The North American team were late to the party. They face-checked it after it was dead.
Yeah, very well disciplined, I believe, is what you were looking for.
Yeah.
And it really is. It really was. And we talked about how they simply need to sit back. This is exactly what North America needed to do in the last match. But China are just doing it so well. Sitting back, absorbing the pressure. Guardian Angel now on Wei Zhao as well. He is going to be an unstoppable force. And I don't mean Dyrus' ultimate.
I know. In fact, there's just so much gold now on this team, and it's been spread around. You mentioned it before, you questioned it. I would say a little bit better. Everyone's been participating, a lot of assists there, but it's a super, super big AD carry, and then big enough front line, whereas you don't have a hyper farm carry on the North American squad, and it's going to be a very, I would say, easily fought inhibitor.
Yeah, Messiah teleporting into this one. It does look like North America may be thinking of trying to defend it. Alan Gale will come across, but PDD launches himself in there. Pops Let's Bounce and starts jumping around. Doublelift's head. Saint Vicious goes in. He does manage to get the flip, but that's going to be the crescendo coming straight across. Monsoon forces him away. Scarra's going to get dropped straight low. PDD picks up a kill. That is going to be Doublelift. He does manage to get down Messiah, but he is running for his life right now. And it's only X Special that can help him out. He can't do a great deal about it. That is going to be the ace, surely, for China. They just need to get one more kit on towards X Special. There we go. It's actually a triple kill for PDD there, and that will be the game for the Chinese LPL All-Stars. They will take it 2-0 over North America. Fantastic play for them. Really brilliant resolve to just sit there, absorb the pressure, and come back into the game after a fantastic Baron steal.
They really proved themselves as the 2-0 team. You're hearing the crowd cheer for them. An incredibly, incredibly well-deserved win by the Chinese LPL squad. And you called it out, right? The comeback in the mid-game compared to the first game where they just controlled it really from second one. Like one bad team fight, but always sort of showed themselves as a superior team. We can win fast, we can win slow, we can win from ahead, we can win from behind. They kind of showed that they had the whole breadth of skill there.
Absolutely fantastic play. Dyrus, blessing me.